Welcome back to the Oracle's Sanctum, where we delve into the depths of wisdom to help you become the creator of your own reality. Carl Gustav Jung wasn't just a psychologist. He was a pioneer in understanding the hidden depths of the human psyche. Unlike many contemporaries, Jung didn't limit psychology to observable behaviors or rational thought. He saw the psyche as something alive, complex, and inseparable from the spiritual dimension of existence. Jung believed that life isn't a sequence of meaningless events, but a process guided by forces beyond the ego's perception. What we call fate, he argued, is often the unfolding of hidden psychological patterns seeking expression. For him, the external world isn't separate from the internal one, but a mirror reflecting the deepest movements of the soul. When considering the question of why the universe denies a love, this perspective changes everything. If the world around us isn't random but profoundly interconnected with our inner reality, then a love that is repeatedly blocked isn't merely a misfortune. It's a phenomenon that carries meaning, a revelation that, though painful, may be essential to a larger process. There are moments when life seems to point us towards someone with a force that feels undeniable. Everything in us recognizes this person. And yet, despite the intensity of the connection, something prevents its fulfillment. Barriers arise, timing collapses, distances grow. Again and again, the same invisible force seems to push this love away. Jung didn't believe in meaningless coincidences. He understood that events in the external world often reveal an unconscious movement unfolding within us. When a love is repeatedly denied, when doors close with uncanny precision, it isn't just an accident, it's a pattern, and patterns are never meaningless. A love denied is never just about another person. It's an encounter with the deeper forces shaping our journey. The real question isn't why is this happening, but what is this revealing? This is where Jung's concept of synchronicity becomes essential. He saw certain events, especially those that defy explanation, as manifestations of an underlying order in reality. When a love is lost, and yet the signs around us seem to whisper its meaning, we must ask, what if this isn't an obstacle? What if it's a message? When a love is denied, the mind searches for explanations. Was it bad timing, a mistake, a lesson? But some endings don't offer clarity. Instead, they leave behind a strange presence, as if the story refuses to fully close. The past lingers, not just in memories, but in something less tangible, a pattern of signs that seem to call attention to what was lost. Jung called this phenomenon synchronicity, the alignment of external events with internal realities in ways too precise to be dismissed as chance. Unlike ordinary coincidences, synchronicities carry a weight, a timing, a presence that demands recognition. When a love has been lost but continues to echo through life in unexpected ways, the question is no longer whether the connection still exists, but in what form. Jung understood that the unconscious communicates in symbols, not words. When something repeatedly appears, it is not random. It is a message seeking acknowledgement. A love that was denied but refuses to fade may not be asking to return. It may be revealing something unfinished, something unseen that must be integrated before the chapter can truly close. Some ignore these signs, dismissing them as tricks of the mind. Others feel trapped by them, mistaking their presence as proof that love must be rekindled. But synchronicity is neither a promise nor a command. It does not dictate action. It demands awareness. The unconscious is always speaking, but few listen, and even fewer understand that these signs are not about the other person. They are about what is unresolved within. To dismiss synchronicity is to miss an opportunity. The psyche does not waste energy sending the same signals without purpose. If certain images, memories, or events persistently return, they are not pulling someone back toward the past. They are pushing them toward understanding. The meaning is rarely immediate, but it is never without significance. The presence of synchronicity in moments of loss suggests that something deeper is at work. A love that vanishes, yet continues to echo through life, is not just a story of separation. It is a confrontation with the unseen forces shaping personal growth. Jung believed that beyond the fleeting desires of the ego, there is something more. The self, the core of the psyche, moving events in a direction the conscious mind may not yet comprehend. Not everything the heart desires is meant to be. The self does not operate according to longing, but according to wholeness. While the ego chases comfort, fulfillment, and certainty, the self is concerned with a greater path, one that often requires detours, obstacles, and even heartbreak. The experience of love denied is not just about the loss of another person. It's about the misalignment between what is consciously wanted and what is unconsciously needed. The absence of love often arrives quietly, yet it shifts everything it touches. It leaves no room for preparation, no time for the mind to create defenses. One day, the love is present, filling the spaces of ordinary life with warmth. The next, it vanishes, leaving behind a quiet, persistent emptiness. Jung named the process of moving toward this completeness individuation. Individuation doesn't begin when everything feels safe, comfortable, or perfectly aligned. It begins precisely at the point of absence, when a person must confront what remains once love has been stripped away. The self, in its quiet wisdom, allows this absence to occur, not as punishment, but as an invitation to grow beyond the comfort of the familiar. In the emptiness that follows lost love, something quietly begins to shift. What first felt like a painful void slowly reveals itself as a place of hidden potential. For Jung, love is not merely emotional connection. It is a force capable of profound inner change. When love vanishes, the soul finds itself in the heat of an invisible fire, burning away what no longer serves its deeper purpose. This is the alchemy of the soul. What it burns away is not simply memories or attachments, but layers of identity that once felt secure. Each moment spent longing or hurting reveals another layer ready to be surrendered. Suffering, when faced without resistance, becomes a threshold for transcendence. It strips away false narratives, leaving only what is real. It does not erase love, nor does it demand forgetting. Instead, it asks for something deeper, a willingness to see what has been hidden beneath longing. There is a force moving beneath life, shaping experiences in ways the conscious mind cannot predict. Jung saw this force as something beyond personal will. The soul has its own direction, and when it conflicts with the desires of the world, tension arises. A denied love is often mistaken for misfortune, but it may be an act of precision. The universe does not deny love without reason. What first appears as loss, rejection, or cruel misalignment often carries a meaning that only time reveals. If a love is repeatedly blocked, if no effort can hold it together, the answer is already given. It is not meant to remain. The lesson isn't in reclaiming what was lost, but in understanding what was revealed in its departure. Not all loves are meant to stay. Some exist only to awaken what has long been waiting to be seen. If this message resonated with you, if something within you shifted, subscribe and stay connected. Your support keeps this space alive. And if you found real value here, consider leaving a super thanks. It truly makes a difference. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.